I got you to there, which was for you people 102, I believe. There is number 2. Check your work. Make sure you have done it correctly. Are we good? Nobody needs to ask about these. Please do not write them down. You were already supposed to have this done for homework. There is 3. You can write it down later. If you didn't do it for homework, you can write it down from the video. And if no one's going to ask, I can only assume everybody's got it. I'm not doing a homework check because I'm tired of doing homework checks. I already know what the answer is going to be, so you can just check your work. There is 4. Two graphs per. There they both are. Obviously, the blue one is number 1 and the red one is number 2. Your graph should look something like that. There are the 2 there. One is long and skinny because it's got a 3, and one is, well, they're both the same length. That's kind of dumb to say. One is skinny because it's got a 3, and one is wide because it's got a fraction. And there is 5 and 6. And there is 7 and 8. Everybody knows what I mean by that, right? There's no point in doing 1, 2, because you got to divide it by a third, right? So only use multiples of 3. Then you can count proper amount of squares. Right? Hi. Aaron. Observe. Oops, screwed it up. Damn it. I had it all worked out. Anyway. I was explaining it to Sam yesterday too. Aaron was wondering if it was a circle when you graph it. And I was like, no. But I couldn't remember why. And then I got thinking about it. And if a perfect circle with a radius of 1 would look like this, right? 1, 1, 1, right? A circle has a constant curve. It's always the same curve. That's why it's 1 all the way around. But a parabola is not a constant curve, is it? It goes over 1, up 1, then over 2, up 4. So it's not constant. So a parabola would still come in differently than the bottom of the circle. But I drew it on the graphing calculator yesterday. But oh, that's what it is. It's -1. No, not -1. There. It's 1 minus x squared. And then it's 1 minus x squared. That's the circle, but I'll make it bigger. Now remember, when I graph this, it's not going to look like a circle because the screen is a rectangle, yes? But you can see it's 1, 1, 1, 1, right? That's a circle. And then if I graph y equals x squared, shut up! It's going to lower my review. X squared. Now, please remember, I've got to drop this by 1, right? So it drops down to where the circle is. See, it's not quite the same. All right, so let's do math. It's 106 doesn't seem right to me. Because we're on 104. Okay, so far this year, we have done all the algebra that goes with quadratics. Yesterday, we started graphing quadratics in the vertex form. So I gave you an equation, and then you graphed it, right? I gave you an equation, then you graphed it, yes? Well, now you have the graph, and I want you to find the equation. Everybody cool? All right. What is quite easily visible on that graph? Pardon me? The vertex. What would you say the vertex is? -5, 2. Everybody agrees? All right, now, there's other forms, but the form that we know is the vertex form, yes? If you don't remember it, you look back on the page right before, and the vertex form is this. Right? Where does the vertex live in that? P and Q. So, right now we've got y equals a x, what am I writing here? Plus 5, because it's minus 5, right? Squared plus 2. Does everyone agree? Okay, what's the only thing missing? What? It's a sad parabola, so what do we know about A? A has to be negative, right? So we can add that now. Negative A. What's the only thing missing? We don't know what A is. We know it's got to be negative. It might be -1, it might be more. How do we check? We could isolate A, but if we were going to isolate A, we would need an X and a Y, wouldn't we? Do we have an X and a Y? Do we have an X and a Y? What are they? That's an X and a Y, and it's -5 and 2, right? So what will happen if we put those in there? Well, let's see. Is there a chair missing? Yeah, Manroop, because he took a chair and sat over there because I took my good chair here because Manroop doesn't think thinks he's more important than sitting in a regular desk. So, I have this x and y here, yeah? So what's going to happen? Well, where would that go? To y, okay? 2 equals negative a bracket, negative 5 plus 5 squared plus 2, right? Okay, well, what's negative 5 plus 5 squared? 0. So a is going to disappear, isn't it? And 2 equals 2. We already know 2 equals 2. So does this help us? No. What else could we do? Talk amongst yourselves. Me. The only thing I need to find is A. Who has an idea for me? There's 30 brains in here. Somebody's got an idea. Substitute what? Another x and y? And okay. What's something else we could do? What is A? No. What is A in this equation? It's going to be a coefficient. What does A do to the parabola? Of course A is 1, but I need to... What does it do to make it thinner or wider? Multiplies what? You guys are the other class now. What does that do? Describe that parabola to me. Forget everything else. Don't look at anything else on the page but that. Describe that parabola to me. Don't say it's a U shape. Describe it to me. Where does it start? Tell me how to draw it. Starts at 0, 0 and goes where? 1 right, 1 up. Then what? 2 right, 4 up. Then what? 3 right, 9 up. Okay. Is there an A value there? No. It's 1. What if that was 2? Now describe that to me. 1 over 2 up. 2 over 8 up. All right, so I'll ask again. What does A do to the parabola? It adjusts, kind of slope, but it's a curve, so not really a slope. It adjusts the y values, yes? Okay, so if we check the y values, could we not know what A is? Well, there's 5, there's 4, there is what? I went over 1 and down 1, yes? So what is the A value? 1. So y equals negative x plus 5 squared plus 2. What are we doing for B? Where do I start? Vertex makes sense. That's where the parabola starts. What is the vertex? 1, negative 4. So what can I fill in? What does y equal? Start with A, because we haven't checked for a stretch yet. But we know it's positive. Why do we know it's positive, Satjot? Because it's a happy parabola. It's so happy it's sticking its tongue out. Wait, it's Halloween. That would have been better. All right, but seriously, folks, what's this? Check for A. Over 1, which is all the way to 0, and up. Is it up 2? Well, let's check. Over 1, 2, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. It's not, is it? So, talk amongst yourselves. How are you going to figure it out? All right. What do we got here? It's okay. What do we have here? X-intercepts, which are what? What is that x-intercept? 2, 0. What's that x-intercept? 8, 0. Do we have a vertex? So let's go. Oops, sorry. 0 equals A bracket 2 minus 5 squared minus 9. What's 2 minus 5? What's negative 3 squared? 9. Who said negative 9? 0 equals 9a minus 9. What does a equal? And I really don't want to hear a wrong answer here. 1. Y equals x minus 5 squared minus 9. Are we good? Now, what have you noticed? No matter what the sentence reads, what are we doing? The same thing. We're writing out the form. We're putting in what we know. So, is there any new math here? No, except for the people that are trying to do algebra in their heads. It's working wonderfully for you, I might add. So, what have I done in these notes to go from, I don't even know where it went. Spooky, ooh. There's a ghost in the machine. What have I done to take you from this, which, according to yesterday's class, was next to impossible because they had to count. Did anybody watch the other video? No. Okay. From this really difficult one where we counted 1x, 1y, to here, sub in an x and a y, no problem because it's right there, x and y. What did I do to mess with you here? I made you have to remember what a y-intercept was. What did I do to you here? I made you remember what an x-intercept was. What am I doing here? Dum, dum, dum. I don't actually say, here is your vertex. I'm going to make you think. What is your vertex here? 5, 8. It's got a minimum value of 8, so that means it's down here at 8, and that minimum occurs at 5. And since it's a minimum, is it a happy parabola or is it a sad parabola? It's a happy parabola because it's got a minimum. Now, do you also have an x and a y here? What is it? 0, 0. Look at you guys figuring stuff out like big kids. Go. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's not fair, Mr. Myers. Can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink, damn it. Out comes the eraser. Check your algebra with Joe. I don't know why I said Joel. Huh? Nothing. Nothing, Joe. Nothing. Huh? No, nobody is your brother. Your brother is his own man. Thankfully. If you all have not met Harry Jotter, Harjot Lawley. No, that was Brittany's brother. Harry Jotter and the Roti of Doom. It was fan fiction. We were writing it that year. Do we have an answer yet? I will wait. I will wait pleasantly. You have an answer? What is it, Zach Goulet? What?
What the heck, Zach? Oh, the equation x. 0 equals a.
No. I want the equation of the parabola. I want this from this question.
0 equals a. 0 minus 5. Y equals negative 5. X minus 5 squared plus 8. It's
8 over 25. Negative? Do we agree? Do 30 brains come to an agreement? Yes? What kind of pizza are we ordering? Of course we're ordering pepperoni, because that's the only one everybody can agree on. Except there's vegetarians, and there's people that aren't allowed to eat pork. Oh my God, Brittany, I barfed all over my laptop. Nutella is so disgusting. I know I'm the only person that says that. My wife, basically heats up the Nutella so she can pour it into an IV thing and actually run it right into her arm, is how much she loves Nutella. No, she doesn't love it that much. But you know what I mean. She loves it that much. She walks around eating bread covered in Nutella, and she's like, how can you not like Nutella? And I'm like, I just don't. My wife, my daughter, and my son cannot understand not liking something. Even though there's plenty of things they don't like. But if I say, I don't like Nutella, why? Because I frickin' don't. I don't like Three Musketeers bars either. They don't have those much in Canada anymore. But when I was a kid, Three Musketeers bars were something we got a lot in our candy. And I hated them. Because a Three Musketeers bar is a Mars bar with no caramel. It's just chocolate and nougat. It's gross. You need the caramel. Even Mars bars I don't really like. Mars with almonds. But Mars regular? Brr. What? I don't know why he wrote it as a negative. All of you agreed. Well, let's have a look here, children. 0 equals a 0 minus 5 squared plus 8. Yeah? Right? Okay, so 0 equals 25a plus 8, right? Negative 8 equals 25a. So a equals negative 8 25ths, right? Okay, so how then do I get a minimum there? 5, 8. Let's just wait a second, okay? Just wait. If that's a minimum, it has to be that, right? But according to our math, it has to be that, right? What are our possibilities here? Remember, the simplest explanation is often the right explanation. That's the principle of Occam's razor, if you don't know what that is. What is the simplest explanation here? Somebody typed the question wrong. Who? There you go. Math doesn't lie. Okay? I screwed this up. I know I screwed it up, but I haven't changed it because I never remember to change it because I never find it until the 6th lesson of the 4th unit every semester. So now, do you think I'm going to remember to fix it next time? No. But hopefully all of you will remind me, and today I will go into my master copy of this, I will edit it, and I will make that say maximum. If somebody reminds me. I imagine my poor review will help. Right? Obviously, yes? Right? Obviously, the thing that has happened here is when I was typing it out, because I make this up out of my head, I screwed it up. Right? I needed to change that somewhere along the line. Everybody cool? If I had made this a minimum value of -8, could we have done it? Because then what would this have been? -8. When we brought it over, what would it be? So, my typo is either I didn't type maximum or I forgot the negative. I'm going to go with the high school answer. I wasn't paying attention and I forgot the negative. All right. Okay, that was dinky. Oh, yeah, look at G. What knowledge does G's question give us? What do we have? All right, we've got our X, we've got our Y. What relationship does that have with the vertex? It goes right through the middle of the parabola. The middle of the parabola is the vertex, yes? Okay, since it's X equals -8, do we know the vertex X value? What is it? -8. Do I know the vertex Y value? It's 4. How do you know it's 4? Because the range is less than 4, right? So now I got to think about this. Okay, I go through -8, 4, -8, 4, but the range is less than 4. So it is a sad parabola. Let's go. What do I put for Y? 1 equals, what do I put for A? A, what do I put for X? 2, what do I put for P? +8 squared. And what do I put for Q? +4. What's 10? 2 plus 8. What's 10 squared? So 100A plus 4 equals 1. -3 100ths equals A. So is this going to be a really skinny parabola or a really wide and flat parabola? Really wide and flat. Why? Because that's a real tiny fraction, isn't it? Y equals. Could I write -0.03? Is that acceptable? Who hates decimals? I hate decimals. But is that still acceptable? Yeah. X, what? +8 squared plus 4. Yay! H. What does H tell us? So do we have an X and a Y? Right there, what is it? 0, -5. Maximum value of -3 at X equals -1. What's my vertex? -1, -3. And if it's a maximum value, what kind of parabola is it? Sad. Because it's got a maximum. Because you guys always forget negative numbers. So everyone we've practiced here almost has been a negative. Why? Practice. So let's go. What's going in for y? -5. Not comma, you idiot. Equals. What's going in for a? A. We know it's negative, though. We could write negative a if we wanted, but that would be dumb, wouldn't it? Okay. X. No. X is 0, not x. X, no, 0. Then what? Plus 1 squared minus 3. Yeah? What's 0 plus 1? What's 1 squared? So a minus 3 equals -5. Now what does a equal? -2. So what's our equation? Got it. You guys sound like mumble rappers. -2 plus 3 squared. Got it. All right. Are we all good? All right. Turn the page over. Uh-oh. What time is it? It's 8:54. All right. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Ruh-roh. Zoinks. Jinkies. What's different? That ain't no standard, or ain't no vertex form, is it? Now, let's just stop for a moment. Vertex form is a x minus p squared plus q, yeah? Okay, so let's put a number in for p and q. Doesn't matter what number we use, okay? All right, so y equals a x minus 2 squared plus 4. Agreed? Everyone agrees? Okay. Y equals a x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 4, yeah? Everyone's cool? Okay. Y equals ax squared minus 4ax plus 4a plus 4. Cool? It's starting to look a lot like this, isn't it? Right? So, will this be related to that? Yes, but it's in a different form, isn't it? So, this guy gives us some information right away just by looking at him, yeah? This guy gives us some information right away by looking at him, but not a lot. What do you see that's the same? A. And there's x's and y's, right? So if I told you that on this parabola, and do not write this down, if I told you that on this parabola went through 2, 7, could you do something with them and this? What could you do? 2 for x, 7 for y. So we all know that, right? Okay. This a is 1, right? Is this parabola going to be weird, or is it going to follow the regular pattern? Why? Because a is 1. Everybody cool? So there is some information here. And there's one other piece of information here. Just by looking at this, you should be able to tell me the y-intercept. It is 4. Why? Not quite. It's 4. What is every single y-intercept in the universe? 0y. And that 0 is what? An x-coordinate. What do you see right there? What do you see right there? What are both those x's? 0. What's 0 squared? Minus 6 times 0. What's 0 plus 4? What's that left? Y equals what? Huh? So this form automatically tells us, it gives us the A value. Right? We automatically know that from right there. So we know if it's normal or stretched. We automatically know that, yes? You didn't hear that squeaky noise? Spooky noise, yes, sorry. And what else do we automatically know? We automatically know the y-intercept is C, because x will equal 0 at the y-intercept, right? Everybody cool? Everybody follows that? Can bring their parabola knowledge to here, yes? Now, as I have said countless times this year, every single thing you've ever done in math is going to get used in grade 11, yeah? So let's pretend we're not even talking about parabolas. Let's pretend spooky. Oh, I haven't done that joke even once yet today. Damn it, Manroop, go walk back in again. I need you to do this for me. Yes, Manroop. Ah! Oh, that's just your face. Manroop, I only do it to you because I know you can take it. All right. So, a stretch time. Did I wake you up when I screamed? I'm sorry, man. I know farming's a tough gig, right? You're up all night running the combine. I got you. Then you got to get up at 4 a.m., milk the cows, gather the eggs. I'm on your side, brother. Let's pretend that everything else on this page isn't there. And the only thing on that page is, that's why I said we have to pretend. Just like I'm not really a cartoon character from 1968. I'm pretending. I would argue that you could write a pretty good cartoon character of me. I think if you guys did, like a South Parky thing or Beavis and Butthead thing, I think you could get a teacher in there that was kind of like me. And people would watch it, they'd be like, no teacher really behaves that way. And you'd be like, anyways. Only thing on the page is that. What are some things that you know what to do with things that look like that? Talk to your neighbor. Just talk. Some things you can think to do with that. Yes. Are we good? Have we thought? We have thought? All right. Who has an idea for what you could do with this? Quadratic formula would give us what? No. What would it give us? It would give us the x-intercepts, right? The roots. Everyone agree? So one thing we could do is we could quadratic formula. I'm just going to write Q form because I'm lazy. If I were to do the Q form, I would get 6 plus or minus the root of 36 minus 4 times 4 times 1. So that would be 6 minus 20, right? Right? Over 2. Everyone agree? Then I would simplify it to get 6 plus or minus, that's 4 times 5, yeah? 2 root 5 over 2. And then what would I do with all these coefficients? Simplify to get 3 plus or minus root 5. Does everyone agree? So that would get me the roots. Why is that ugly? It's a root 5, right? That's barfy. Okay? So yes, we could quadratic formula. Yes, it would give us more information. But it's not really helping us graph it, is it? We could estimate the graph because we know root 5 is a little more than 2, right? So we know we're going to have a dot at 3 plus a little more than 2 and 3 minus a little more than 2, yes? But we won't be able to exactly graph it, will we? Okay, so what is something else we could do with that? Does it factor? Are there factors of 4 that add to 6? What? We could complete the square. You? Damn, son. Let's watch. Y minus 4. Because I want that 4 out of there, yeah? Equals x squared minus 6x plus what? 9. So I've added 9 here. So what do I add here? So now I have y plus 5 equals x minus 3 squared. Yes? Now what would happen if I took that and moved it back there? It's a Halloween magical miracle. What do I got? What do I got? Vertex form. Dun, dun, dun. And now we can graph it in 2 seconds, can't we? Where do I go? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a normal parabola? Happy normal parabola. So this is 3, negative 5. I'm going to go over 1 and how far up? 1. What is that point? Four, negative 4. What is that point? 2, negative 4. What is the next point? What's the next point? 5. 5, negative 1. And what's this one over here going to be? No. 1, negative 1. Everybody good? What are you doing? Okay, well, just stop for a sec. At negative 1, I'm at 5, right? Right? What's 3 plus the square root of 5? Well, square root of 5 is a little more than 2, yeah? 3 plus a little more than 2 is a little more than 5, yeah? Well, here I am at negative 1, 5. Obviously, when I go over and up, I'm going to go a little bit past 5 on the way up, aren't I? So I've done it right. Everybody cool? I like that everybody said at least quadratic formula, because you notice that that's something we could do with that. The only reason it didn't help us is because it gave us yucky roots. Everybody cool? All right. Bum, bum, bum. What are you going to do with it? I would complete the square again. Why? What makes this a good candidate for completing the square? The b value is even. Okay, but I know some stuff already, don't I? What do I know? right? I know A equals 2, so I move over 1, I move up 2. I move over 2, and I move up 8. So we know that. And what else do we know? The y-intercept is, so somewhere on here, I'm going to hit there, and that's got to be 11. So let's go. Y minus 11, because I like to get it out of the way, equals 2x squared plus 4x plus 4. How much did I add to the right side? No. 8. So how much do I add to this side? 8. So now I have y minus 3 equals 2x plus 2 squared. And then what happens with that minus 3? Plus 3. Can I graph it now? What's my vertex? Negative 2. 1, 2, down, 1, 2, 3. Right? So now I've gone this way 2, yes? Or sorry, 2, right? Oh, sorry, yeah, it's positive 3, thank you. 2, 3, right? I've gone this way 2, yes? So when I go 2, I should go up 8, shouldn't I? Is it 8 from 3 to 11? So did I graph it correctly? So what's my next point over here? If that's 0, 11, what's this guy? 4, 11, because I've gone over 2, sorry, not 4. Yeah, 4, 11, because I've gone over 2 spaces, yeah? Do I even need to care about these middle points? Negative 4. Do I even need to care about these middle points? Or do I know I've graphed it right? If you show me the negative 4, 11, the 0, 11, and the vertex, and you've completed the square, do I need to see that one right there? No. But for practice sake, what is it? Negative 1 what? 5. And for practice, what's that one? Negative 3, 5. Is everybody good? All right. Now, let's add to our math arsenal, right? Patterns of the standard form. The y-intercept is always C. What if C is a fraction or a decimal? Is it still okay? Sure it is, right? It's always C. Why? Because x equals 0 at a y-intercept. And when I put 0 in there, I'm left with C. Right? What else do we know? A is always our stretch factor. Right? If there's no number there, it's a normal parabola. Right? What do I mean by stretch factor? We remember it as this. X that way up x squared is normal. If it's ax, it's up x squared. That still is x squared, but I got to multiply that answer by a. Everybody cool? And then after that, it splits. I can find the roots. What are the ways I have to find the roots? I got 2 ways to find the roots. We didn't get to do either of them here. Or we didn't get to do both of them here. I could quadratic formula. And what's the other way I can find roots? No, completed square didn't find the roots. Starts with an F, ends with a G, has octarine in the middle of it. I can do factoring. Now, why is that a problem? The roots might be ugly, right? It's possible the roots are going to be yucky, like decimals or irrational square root squares, yeah? So I got to be careful about that. Or I can complete the square, which gets me to where? Which gets me to vertex form. And we've seen this in linear, right? We could take a standard form line and put it to slope-intercept form so we could graph it like that, right? We could take a standard form line and put it to point-slope form so we could graph it like that. We all remember that from grade 10. Same concept here, just different forms. Everybody cool? Yeah? Now, there's one other thing about the roots and the vertex form. That's why I tried to get them level. Can any of you think of any relation between the roots and the vertex? No. There's a parabola, yeah? Where are the roots? Oh, son of a bee, it's Thursday! Never mind, we'll come back to it tomorrow. All of you have a good Halloween. Don't light yourselves on fire. You can, and then I'm going to yell at you for not doing it earlier.